I love the use of the Catio, the familiar characters, the new cast members, additional in-depth views of the environments and habitats within and outside the city. You are hereby initiated into Rated Exploited. Use of guinea pigs in the intro. Hype is building throughout. But to appreciate, to speculate, let's take a retro look at where it all began. The original themes are deep, far more than one can comprehend by the trailer alone, like so many adverts appealing mostly to children. Zootopia displays a bright, cheery story of determination and self-actualization. Discovering its genre of buddy cop comedy confirms any interpretation of these advertisements. The fictional reality. See what I did there? An in-depth dehumanized animation of protagonist and deuteragonist learning through each other, challenging role and acceptance in a domesticated society. It cannot truly be a buddy cop comedy without a classic police chase. Through multiple environments, it involves Gary included with the duo. Look how fluent Nick is beneath the surface. The trio then submerges in Tundra Town. An idealistic choice, showing the varied environments to be introduced in November. I get the impression these three are indeed fugitives. Perhaps Gary is just a facade, or he's completely innocent. Don't feel bad for Gary, as snakes don't have ears. Judy's air horn even mimics the tranquilizer of the original teaser trailer. Wolf Children is also dehumanized, and the only additional film I can rank besides Zootopia. Yes, I am comparing a dark urban fantasy anime to a family-friendly animation. Definitive proof they are the superior examples of anthropomorphic depiction. This is the stage for the sequel to thrive and build off its predecessor. 2016 proves a big year for multiple anthropomorphic animal animations, but Zootopia reigns, dominant in treating its characters as beasts. Contributional moments for Zootopia begin with the urban introduction. We're witnessing the layout, the geography on the same level as Judy. The incorporation of habitats and varied climates interworked into the urban society, creating a thriving environment. It's the magnitude of this introductory that rendered my doubts out of existence. The function of the rainforest district, supplying moisture to Tundra Town, completed by the sequential trio of transferring heat to Sahara Square. Structurally, the ordeal moment of the movie is Judy's mistake of hurting Nick, inadvertently turning carnivore and herbivore against each other. It is the defining moment of Judy achieving her dream, all she has dreamed of since she was a child, but at the cost of everyone's peace, and the bond she and Nick share. The gondola scene is the first heartfelt moment of reciprocation between protagonist and deuteragonist. The viewer coincides with Judy's perception. She's seeing Nick in a new light. He's using absolute honesty and has earned her trust, standing up to her own authority. The success of solving the missing mammals case, breaking up only to reunite stronger than ever. The duo herald reputation for solving what Nick describes as Zootopia's biggest case. I visualize the undercover act is a setup by the villain. Create a prominent conflict within the urban metropolis. One of immense concern. The ZPD won't think twice about assigning to Wild and Hops. Select a newcomer and forge the blame on a character no one knows, instituting the fear of the unknown. From the film's beginning, the duo are heading into a trap of antagonistic intent. This artifice creates the ideal distraction by diverting public attention. The villain takes full advantage, as planned in the beginning. Ultimately, they could be the prime instruments of dishonoring the ZPD, ruining its reputation and trust of its citizens. I visualize this scheme driving Nick and Judy into the wild as fugitives. Within the ordeal of the movie, Nick and Judy grasp with the loss of their dream, livelihood, reputation, and home. With no ZPD or dependents to serve and protect, being driven out with no refuge or ally, the duo have only each other. Without distraction or duty of pressure, the couple inadvertently see each other in a new light. Mental and emotional clarity run free, solidifying romantic connection. Blindsided, the scene is interrupted by new characters, sporting varied attire, grooving out into a breakdance. The zebra cosplaying as Vader is accurate, as Anakin couldn't decide between black or white. I love how the individual rhinos are beach-balled into the air. Amongst candied cotton smoke, the trio are approached by a shrouded figure, radiating an antagonistic aura. The eyes are distinctively feline, but regarding the introduction of amphibians and reptiles, this renders as a proportional comparison. But I'm catching on to Nick's gesture, keeping his arm raised as they're approached by this supposed villain, not dropping his guard in defense of Judy throughout the entirety of this moment. Before the original, I had little exposure to the buddy cop genre. The primary subgenre of the movie hides its message amongst its societal depth. Trailers detail the fun-filled aesthetic, perfected by generations of Disney. Kids receive a movie to empower their attention, but adults are greeted to the lore and emotional impact hidden behind these illuminated adverts. In comparable fashion, I experienced both sides of Digimon Tamers when watching as a kid and then an adult. I know the kids of 2016 will have a new outlook on the sequel. I was a child with the advent of Toy Story. 15 years later, Toy Story 3 strikes with the momentum of a feather through stone, making a matured connection from Zootopia into its sequel, building off themes of race, prejudice, segregation, and societal class. How can I relate the introduction of reptiles? Who is Zootopia left to trust when the police department is rebelled from authority? My mind ventures into a rogue group, the same villain who falsely frames and dishonors the ZPD in a heroic facade to divert public trust. Who can one turn to? From the smallest of rodents to the largest of pachyderm, it creates desperation out of hopelessness. My hypothesis is a relevant and familiar one. Visualize the villains as a group of reptilian outlaws forced out long ago by authority of the ZPD. Perhaps it builds upon Zootopia, described exclusively as a mammal metropolis. A potential twist on a familiar animalistic premise, an ideal way to honor a favorite outlaw and historical reputation. Leading into the title sequence, we are given a visual roll call of new and familiar muzzles. Mr. Biggs, Clawhauser, Gazelle's Dance Team, Flash, Yax, this stud of a stallion, judging by the suit, probably the new mayor. Hold on, are they going for a Fabio likeness? The Walrus, who nearly devoured our protagonist. Dawn Bellwether, who I didn't expect on returning. Lately, Disney sequels have not carried their villains over. Our new Beaver Nibbles, I expect her to play a larger role, appearing in our first clip and prominent throughout the teaser. This Lynx appears to maintain a winter coat. Perhaps they live within Tundra Town. Finally, a character sporting a name tag. However, Grisby sports a badge, one that doesn't match the ZPD. This anteater displays a pair of forelocks, and a mob boss exterior, perhaps a rival to Mr. Biggs. A domestic goat, Kozlov, looking very sleep-deprived. Bonnie and Stu, before meeting their daughter's partner in law enforcement. This zebra duo clearly sport a ZPD vest and badge. Here is a third variant, displayed on this bulletproof vest of the boar, mushing after the trio. Are we getting multiple police departments? Welcome back, Duke. Frou-Frou displaying on the same donut that nearly crushed her. 9 years later, we have yet to reach a first-name basis. That doesn't resemble a tank top. Prime plushy product. Judy, is your landlord in a smock? The presider over Frou-Frou's wedding. Miggins doing his best impression of the DreamWorks face. Vertical tourism. Herbivorish vegans. Finicky hops. Morkbine porcupine. Sunburned Rufus. Gentleman Rango. And a Jawa to go with our Vader. 9 years onward, 7 months ahead. New details await speculation. From perforated tickets to IMAX projections. Thank you for your part in this rated exploited endeavor. Have I primed your appetite for Zootopia videos? If so, check out this video linked right here. I have a full playlist of my prior editions on the movie and the 6 episodes on Disney+. To the fandom of the Anthro movie that got it right. This video is to your dedication.